ओके ब्रो, 1 सेकेंड। विवेक, यस वो बढ़िया भाई, आप लोगों की दुआ से बढ़िया हूँ मैं। यार मैं विवेक, आपकी आईडी ने मैं किसी और, आपको समझ के किसी और को भेजता रहा यार, सॉरी विवेक भाई। आपको समझ के मैं किसी और को भेजता रहा ब्रो, प्लीज़ ज्वाइन दिस रेड। कल दे दोगे क्या? मैं कल कितने, 2 बजे भाई, आकाश भाई 2 बजे फिक्स, 2 बजे आ जाओ। अगर 2 बजे से लेट हो गए तो गई ट्रेड, क्योंकि भाई किसी को नहीं कर सकता ना मैं, कि आप मत लो मेरे से, जैसे आप मांग रहे हो ऐसे कोई और मांग लेता, इसलिए प्लीज़ 2 बजे आओ ट्रेड करने के लिए। गाइस प्लीज़ लाइक करता स्ट्रीम। नहीं, मैं आपको लिंक दे रहा हूँ, 1 सेकेंड। राजकुमार भाई, हाँ भाई पक्का कल आ जाओ ब्रो। सेंड मी रिक्वेस्ट गाइस, प्लीज़ सेंड मी रिक्वेस्ट। 1 सेकेंड, 1 सेकेंड, मैं लिंक दे रहा हूँ, प्लीज़। सुजी ब्रो अभी तक, अब आ जाएगा भाई, इतनी जल्दी कैसे आ जाए? अब मैंने उसको वो ट्रैक बुक किया है, क्योंकि वो वहाँ तक पैदल कौन चल पाएगा। राजकुमार भाई ये ला, राजकुमार भाई ये रहा। अरे भाई लास्ट टाइम क्यों, आप जितनी बार बोलोगे उतनी टाइम इनवाइट करूँगा भाई, टेंशन ना लो। स्नो हंटर सेम। भाई अभी करता हूँ, 1 सेकंड भाई, सॉरी भाई, सॉरी सॉरी। ठीक है भाई, सुनो ब्रो, लव यू टू ब्रो, प्लीज़ लाइक द स्ट्रीम, प्लीज़ लाइक द स्ट्रीम। भाई स्नो हंटर आपको किस पोकेमोन की रेट चाहिए? स्नो हंटर भाई किस पोकेमोन की रेट चाहिए बताना भाई मेरे को। ओके अबे भाई क्या बात कर, तुम देखते क्यों नहीं तुरंत यार? मैं लिंक तो भेजिए राजकुमार, ये रही लिंक यार, ये रही लिंक, ठीक है, ये रही लिंक राजकुमार। इससे डाउनलोड करो पहले, पोकेमोन गो नाम से ऐप जो आपके पास था उसको अनइंस्टॉल कर दो। लॉबी भाई लॉबी नहीं मिल रही है, लॉबी कैन नॉट फाइंड ऑप्शन आ रहा है। भाई क्या बात कर रहे हो, मैं लिंक दे रहा हूँ आप बोलो लिंक नहीं आ रहा है हैं? हाँ वो बहुत हरामखोर था, मैंने उसको गाली वाली दी थी ना। इजी गेम, मैंने उसको गाली वाली दे दी थी। देखता हूँ भाई, एक सेकेंड ब्रो। सैनी हनी ब्रो, आपको किस पोकेमोन की रेट चाहिए प्लीज़ बताओ, मैं आपको अभी दिलाने दे रहा हूँ भाई। क्या सीन किधर गया मेरा? चल। रिक्वेस्ट सेंड आया नहीं हनी। भाई पापा नहीं है, ये मम्मी है उसकी, चाहिए बताओ। एक सेकेंड में गेम रिस्टार्ट कर लूँ फिर से। क्या हुआ? हाँ देता हूँ। टेक स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ द चैट देन गो टू गूगल एंड ओपन मे लेंस, जहाँ से फ़ोटो खींचते हैं फिर कॉपी कर लो सिंपल लिंक। देता हूँ, रुको रुको। लो पकड़ो भाई, सुजय भाई। काम की है क्या ट्रिक? कौन सी ट्रिक? टेक द स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ द चैट। अच्छा सच्ची में काम की है, देखते हैं। अगर काम की ना हो तो तुम गए। पता नहीं मेरे को भाई। यार ये रेजिल की पकड़ने में मुश्किल आ रही, क्या दिक्कत है भाई, कोई बता सकता है? जी सुजय भाई, मैंने इसको 2 बार कोशिश की, दोनों बार निकल गया। तो भाई क्या? अच्छा तब तो ठीक किया, इजी गेम भाई, सही किया, बहुत किया, उसको मारना चाहिए था। नहीं ब्रो, मैंने 2 बार ट्राई किया, मेरे से दोनों बार नहीं आया यार। अर्पित भाई मेरे से दोनों बार नहीं आया रिजल्ट की। हाय, कैसे हो भाई? कोई ट्रिक हो तो बता दो। डगर भाई कैसे हो? भाई कैसे पकड़ लिया, मैंने 2 बार ट्राई किया, दोनों बार निकल गया। रिजल्ट की नहीं आ रहा यार, कैश नहीं हो रहा है। उसके बाद उसको इंस्टॉल कर लो, राजकुमार इंस्टॉल कर लो, फिर ओपन कर लियो, ओपन हो जाए तो फिर बताइयो, ठीक है? भाई क्या हुआ? कौन भाई नेक्स्ट मतलब किस चीज़ की?
And there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tour as Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them again, why put Groudon and Kyogre in raids? And then you have the others that think, hey, it's another chance to get more candy.
So there's definitely a lot of mixed feedback. I would say more negative feedback as to like, we just had these, why are these in?
Pokemon Go just dropped April content calendar, and there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tour as Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them again, why put Groudon and Kyogre in raids? And then you have the others that think, hey, it's another chance to get more candy.
So there's definitely a lot of mixed feedback. I would say more negative feedback as to like, we just had these, why are these in? And a lot of feedback saying like, these are coming this summer. Does this not seem like too much? But then there are some people who are really excited to get candy for this because Primal Groudon is such a good Pokemon. You need so much candy to level 50 it.
Pokemon Go just dropped April content calendar, and there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tour as Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, Pokemon Go just dropped April content calendar, and there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tour as Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos Tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them again, why put Groudon and Kyogre in raids? And then you have the others that think, hey, it's another chance to get more candy.
So there's definitely a lot of mixed feedback. I would say more negative feedback as to like, we just had these, why are these in? And a lot of feedback saying like, these are coming this summer. Does this not seem like too much? But then there are some people who are really excited to get candy for this because Primal Groudon is such a good Pokemon. You need so much candy to level 50 it. Then you bring the Shadow into the mix, which is almost as good as Primal Groudon, and you need even more candy. So this is a really good chance for people who might not want to put too much money in the game to be able to slowly accumulate XL candy so that by the summer they have a powered up Groudon and Kyogre, either like a Primal or a Shadow or possibly both.
Now the wild card here is seeing all of this Groudon and Kyogre, but where's Rayquaza? We don't see Rayquaza, regular Rayquaza in any of the raids. We don't see Mega Rayquaza, nothing like that being featured. But we do have the takeover event at the end of April. Is that where we're finally going to get Shadow Rayquaza to appear with Giovanni?
I feel like that has to make sense. Like I feel like we're seeing Groudon and Kyogre again without Rayquaza. And even if it's going to be the Shadow version of Rayquaza, I feel like it has to be time. We could even see for GoFest, Mega Rayquaza and Shadow Rayquaza in that pool with the Kyogre and Groudon as well.
Because this is year 10 and this should be really big. So I think it's going to be really disappointing if we see like Shadow Landorus, which would be next in line with Giovanni, because we had the Shadow Tornadus and Shadow Thundurus. Next you get Landorus, but they did skip Rayquaza right after Giovanni had both Groudon and Kyogre.
And we have had the update where all Shadow Pokemon are shiny eligible, even Pokemon with Giovanni. So I just feel like putting Rayquaza in for that first official season of like where everyone knows that Giovanni's gonna have a shiny Shadow eligible Pokemon, I feel like Rayquaza just makes sense. I don't know, I just feel like that's what's missing this month from something, and we're definitely gonna find about it soon. It might be a bit, because I think the takeover is literally the last week of the month. So it's gonna be a bit before we know the news, but we'll know sooner rather than later.
But that's going to be the moment of truth. Shadow Landorus or Shadow Rayquaza? I have a feeling it might just be Landorus.
No, no way. That would be so disappointing.
It might be.
I mean, we do have to set ourselves up that that does make the next most logical sense, but they did skip Rayquaza, so it could, Landorus could be skipped, but I mean, we will have to see. Like, also, we could see Landorus, you're right.
So then back to the raid Pokemon where we have Groudon and Kyogre. We also see Regidrago, Tapu Koko, and Tapu Lele.
You know, it's funny because online everyone's like, oh, the Tapu season's back, because we're probably going to see the other Tapus. I like the Tapus though. Don't they typically come out around like GoFest season though, the Tapus?
Tapus are usually around in the springtime.
Yeah, I always feel like we never raid them for whatever reason, so I never have like the shinies or enough candy for any of these, so it's a good time to get it because like we still need some of these.
But then all month we're going to have Shadow Latios, and I think that's the one to go for.
Yeah, especially because we have that change now where the Shadow 5-star raids aren't just on the weekend anymore. I think that's been really fun for us to do the Shadow 5-star raids throughout the entire week. That's really mostly what we've been raiding now when it comes to legendary raids is the Shadow. So I do like that we see this like for the whole month rather than just on the weekends now.
So like with the raids, I think this is a good chance for players of all level, like entry level players can do the raids, get candy, get the Pokemon, or like seasoned players can really just skip entirely if they want to, because it might be a smart idea just to save your resources and prepare for GoFest this summer.
Yeah, especially because they'll have the backgrounds this summer, but this is a really good month for beginner players, or if you're just coming back to the game. Because we do have to remember, I feel like, yes, we just had Groudon and Kyogre in, but it's always after the tour that people get into the game. Since we've been streaming this, I always feel like people get into the event after the tour. So this is kind of a nice makeup for everyone who might have missed Groudon or Rayquaza, who didn't play the tour, can get it now, because we are seeing more people interested in Pokemon Go. So we need something better. Like, I feel like if they did just put all Tapus in this month, that would be really disappointing for like returning players. So I feel like for those returning or new players, seeing Groudon and Kyogre is really exciting. And for them to get it later in the summer, I think they'll still be just as excited. And we do have some different mega raids than what we've seen in the past. And everyone online, I swear this is like the main comment about this month, is that Mega Alakazam is back. So apparently everyone is super, super excited for this. It has been a while since we've had it, but people are so excited for this. Like what do you think that is? Is it just because it hasn't been in for a while, or is this like a fan fave mega? Like, I don't know.
For me, it's a little bit of both. It hasn't been in for a while, and Alakazam's always been a personal favorite of mine. I'm a little surprised that we've had March and April without any Super Megas though, because that being the push for the Kalos Tour and saying, hey, Super Megas are coming. Now you would see somewhat of a mega push, but I'm not really getting the link charges the way I thought we would be getting them for those to be a part of the game now.
I don't know if this was introduced in such a poor way that they're having to rework this entire super mega system, because I do feel like it was so flawed from the beginning. But I definitely feel like if Mega Mewtwo is coming, or really when Mega Mewtwo comes, it's going to be a super mega raid. We need to have enough prep time and enough like education on how these super mega raids work, or else we're going to see another complete failure of an event. So I'm hoping next month in May. But next month is Go Fest season at the end of the month. I don't know. I'm really surprised we haven't seen a super mega raid day yet at all.
But for the general pool of mega Pokemon, I'm excited about Alakazam, but I'm also really excited about Aerodactyl.
Yes.
That's another one that we don't see too often, and Aerodactyl is actually quite difficult to get candy for, since I never really see it in the wild, and it's hardly in raids like this.
Yeah, I think Aerodactyl is going to be a really good one, and definitely one that you want to get the mega energy for. You want to save them and trade for like Friday trades and stuff like that. So Aerodactyl is going to be a good one. I think the other ones are just kind of like whatever. Manectric's okay. Sharpedo, we just had that raid day not that long ago. Mega Banette is a cool shiny, but it's okay. But I think the Aerodactyl and Alakazam are probably like the best megas that are coming next month, in my opinion.
Well, if you don't have a Mega Alakazam, you want one. That way you can start working on that level 3 Mega. If you want to have a level 3 Mega Alakazam, I'm going to use the Supermax Malamar, just because that gives you just that much more candy and Candy Excel. But if someone doesn't have one that shares a type, Alakazam's a great option. But another reason I'm excited about Aerodactyl is I've found that has been one of my favorite Megas, as far as actually having one that I can attack with and sharing a type. For the fact that it's flying and rock, I'll throw that in and I'll raid a lot of birds, because a lot of top Pokemon are somewhat flying type. You'll see like Lugia, Ho-Oh, Rayquaza, birds, just so many flying type.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I can have something that double dips, shares a type that I can get more candy and Candy XL with, I'll do that. So Aerodactyl gets a lot of use for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Aerodactyl is a cool one. It's a really cool shiny too if you can get the shiny and get the mega shiny, but I do feel like it's a really useful mega that we use more often than some other like of our rock type ones.
And then for max battles, we're going to see Dynamax Regirock. I'm going to do this one, but I'm not going to like get the extra particles and do any more than just the free ones.
Yeah, and I think like as of right now, I guess like Regice is coming in, but we haven't even like done that yet. So we'll see how even like challenging the Regis are in Dynamax form. I feel like most people just don't even like the Regis. So now putting them in Dynamax, are people going to even like the Regis? I don't know.
For me, it's getting one and being able to farm candy for the future, or if I get a good shiny or a hundo, maybe I'll use that. But as far as max battles, my personal collection is I just want to fill out all the Gigantamax, and the Dynamax is, if I get one, I get one.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like you said, I think this is like a good one to go ahead and get one of and drop it off in the max battles to get the candy. I think that's the most useful when these legendaries come out to max battles. I just use it as an opportunity to farm candy. Like right now, I think I'm focusing on Raikou. Last month, it was like Moltres. So whatever I need candy for, that's like the one I'm focusing on.
But at the other Dynamax, Drillbur seems to be the one to go for. That one's been very useful, at least until we get a ground type or a rock type Gigantamax.
Okay, and speaking of max battles, we do have another max battle day. So we already know we're gonna have Pikachu like at the end of this month, like next week from now, as like we're filming this. So we're gonna have another max battle day. We have a couple different theories of what this could be, either something new or a repeat.
So my first theory is that this could be Garbodor again.
It like fits with the sustainability week theme that's coming the week before.
The second theory is that this could be Gigantamax Melmetal because of the Steel Resolve,
which is happening the week after. So that was my first idea, was like, oh, it's gonna be Melmetal, especially now that we have like Melton's shiny unlocked. And I wonder if this might've been a reason, is that they couldn't figure out how to do Melmetal, G-Max, and unlock Melton at the same time. I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but Melton is technically, or in theory, unlocked now as a shiny. So could it be Melmetal for the Sealed Resolve? It could also be Garbodor for the Sustainability Week though.
Then the third wild card would just be something we didn't predict at all. It could be just a Dynamax Legendary, or maybe another Gigantamax. I don't know. When it's Max Battle Day, it didn't say Gigantamax Battle Day or Dynamax Battle Day, so I don't know what this could be.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think it's interesting that we're doing another Max Battle Day though, because I thought we'd have like one per season, and that we would possibly have a Super Mega Raid Day, unless it was supposed to be. And again, maybe this was supposed to be a Super Mega Raid Day. It was so messed up that they have to fix it before like GoFest comes. Because again, if Mewtwo is messed up, I feel like everyone's gonna quit this game at this point. So Mewtwo has to work flawlessly. So this could also just be like, they just had to fill in the blanks for some reason.
But for the events this month, we're starting out with Fashion Raid Day. I have mixed feelings on this one. We've had Fashion Week in the past where we've had a lot of costume Pokemon in the wild. We've had some in raids, and then I believe field researches too. Were they in field researches?
Maybe the Blitzel was the stuff possibly, I can't remember.
I can't remember about the field researches.
I think so, because it was always like a Fashion Week. It was like the whole week, and there was like an event around it, some raid Pokemon, some in the wild. It was like always pretty fun in my opinion.
But last year when we had Fashion Week, we did 80 Dragonites apiece, so 160 of these costume Dragonites. I did get the Hundo, and I didn't get the shiny. So having it in a raid day where we assume it's gonna be 1 out of 10 shiny odds,
yeah, we'll have to see.
Could be good shiny odds to get a shiny costume.
But there's so many raid rotations. How hard is it gonna be to find Dragonite? I feel like we're gonna see like that costume Blitzel. Not that I hate on that costume Blitzel, but it's not one of the cooler costumes. Like when you're talking like Dragonite, Sneasel, Krogunk, those are some like really good costumes, and Sneasel's kind of like blends in with like the zebra pattern. So I'm just like kind of worried with like so many raids in rotation for 3 hours, it's gonna be a little challenging to find like the Dragonites if that's what we're looking for.
So I feel a little burned from doing so many of those Dragonite raids that I'm probably just going to focus on Absol because that's a cool costume. And cool. That one also having a Mega Evolution. And then the second evolution, the Mega Absol Z coming to the game sometime. I'd like to get Hundos, hopefully 2 Hundos with the costume, but one would be really cool too. If I don't get one from the raids, then at least Bernie and I can trade for those and maybe re-roll the IVs. But as far as just doing raids for the costume Pokemon, I feel like that's not the funnest because that's what's always fun about Fashion Week is going after a lot of costume Pokemon. And when you raid lock it, finding the gems for the raids, these aren't necessarily good enough to remote. So I don't know how fun the event will be. I feel like they should have some wild costumes. So we'll see if maybe their marketing just didn't give us that information, but it's not fun if you don't have wild costumes.
Yeah, because like so far there's no Fashion Week anymore, and I feel like that was just such a fun event. And then last year they missed the opportunity with the Fashion Week taken over to give us official Shadow costume Pokemon. That would have been perfect, but we didn't have that, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, just a raid day for the Fashion Week instead of a full week is a little bit of a letdown, but maybe we'll still get a Fashion Week later on in the summer or something. We do have one Calm Day during April. I believe it's already been announced that it's Tinkatink Calm Day. That's exciting because I don't have that shiny. That's gonna be really fun to play here. So I'm just excited about it. It's a good shiny. Like you've been using it in like PvP a little bit here and there, so there's a little bit of play there, but I'm just more excited to like get the shiny family and some extras to trade.
Yeah, this is a cool shiny. I'm excited about that.
All right, so then we have Sustainability Week. We did have an event, I believe a Sustainability Week a couple years ago, and that was a Trubbish push. Now, we might see that again, but I've been reading online, a couple people think maybe Shiny Gossifleur will be debuted. It seems like for a lot of these events, we're getting like a debut and a release, and I believe in the photos for the season, we do see Flittle, so maybe this is where we get the debut. Maybe it's gonna be like flower themed. With that Gossifleur and with like the Flittle, so that could be that. Some people are thinking like the Earthworm looking Pokemon. I can't remember what that's called.
Orthworm?
Yeah, Earthworm, but some people also think maybe first the Steeled Resolved event, we could see that too, so we're just gonna have to see. It will probably be though a shiny debut and a new Pokemon debut, which has kind of like been the theme recently.
Then we have a hatch day, and we've seen online from some leaks that people think this is going to be Riolu. And that would be sick.
That'd be really good.
That's definitely a hatch day worth playing, to hatch as many eggs, get your Riolu candy, your Riolu XL candy, and try to get a good shiny, and maybe even a hundo for Lucario. I still don't have a hundo Lucario, so I'm really hoping to get 2 of those. So I think we're probably gonna grind that event if that is Riolu.
I think the first time Riolu Hatch Day came out, we went out, but we weren't I wouldn't say we were pros at hatch days yet, so I feel like we didn't hatch the most. So I think this year we're going in and it's gonna be like a lot more intense for us to play this event. But I feel like we've been missing out on like a really good hatch day. So I'm excited that this hatch day is going to be like really, really good versus some of the like, I would say more bland hatch days that we've had recently. So I think this will be a really good event. I recommend everyone play this event probably. Riolu is going to be really, really good. It's a good shiny to get. It's a good one to trade. So like with global trading and that discussion that we had in our last video, you want to get some good Pokemon. This is a good Pokemon to get to trade off.
We're going to end the month with a Steeled Resolve and Steeled Resolve taken over. And we've already talked about that with Giovanni, that we don't know if it's going to have Landorus or Rayquaza, or there could
Those are so different.
could be something that we just didn't expect either, but let's see what Giovanni has, if it's something good, if it holds true to that year 10, but we'll see. And the steel events are pretty good, so we might see Aeron. This could be a good time to get the Varoom shiny.
Oh yeah, I think that's what some people are saying, like shiny Varoom in the 12-kilometer eggs during the taken over part.
Yeah, that one's been out for a while, so I'm surprised we haven't got that shiny yet, and this would be a really good time for that to debut.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna come, because typically with this, like, the taken over element, Giovanni doesn't typically match that, but they do put something that matches, so Varoom makes a lot of sense for that. What if would we ever see Shadow Melton?
We might.
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
That'd be really interesting. I don't know. I don't know when that would happen, but that would be kind of interesting.
It'd be a good wild card.
It would, yeah, that's the wild card. Giovanni has Shadow Melton, just Melton, not even Melmetal, just Melton. And since we know that a Rocket Takeover is coming at the end of the month, there are a few things that you want to do to prepare yourself. First of all, have enough TMs so that way you can remove frustration on your Pokemon. So start stocking up now because it takes a little bit of time. So I wouldn't delete any. Save up on like those revives and potions and things like that, especially if you're planning to play the takeover. But also this is like your last chance to grind for like shiny Shadow Magikarp. Yes, it'll be in regular rotations, but this is the last chance that you can, like, when you see Cliff, you know Cliff's gonna have that, versus like you might not see the Waters Are Treacherous Rocket. So this is like your chance to get any of the leader shinies that you don't have before the event happens, because once the takeover happens, we're gonna get a different leader lineup.
So my overall feeling for the month is that it's actually pretty good to just take easy. So I do like the Pokemon like Groudon and Kyogre, which we're going to be doing a ton of during GoFest, but that means I'm not going to do a ton of them now. At least I can use my free daily passes if I see them. I feel more inclined to play like the Riolu Hatch Day, if it is Riolu, and do more Shadow Latios, because that's a really good Shadow. But for the most part, I think this is a good take it easy month, and wait for like May and June, because GoFest season should just be crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with having a bit of a slower month right now, because I feel like May, June, July, and August, if it's anything like last year, is going to be very, very busy. I do feel like we've had a bit of a slow start to the year. I didn't really feel like January, February were as exciting, but I do feel like, this past month has been pretty good. April still is quite good, but it is a good way to just kind of take it easy before Go Fest, get ready for Go Fest, do some of those things and sort of focus on some like different elements of the gameplay, but knowing that like May, June, July, and August are going to be absolutely insane for us. So it's a good time to take it easy. If you're coming into the game though, it's a good time to play a little bit of catch up with Groudon and Kyogre, because with seeing them so much, we might not see them for a while after kind of probably Go Fest. Now, I think the only thing that I dislike about seeing Groudon and Kyogre in right now is it's giving me flashbacks to last year where we had Zacian and Zamazenta shiny debuted right before Go Fest. And it wasn't that Go Fest wasn't any less fun for that, but I felt, why not just wait for that shiny debut during Go Fest? I thought that was like such a missed opportunity. So I do feel like having these too close to Go Fest could diminish a little bit of excitement, but Go Fest isn't about Groudon and Kyogre really though. It is about Mewtwo. This is just like a nice thing to have in the rotation. So Mewtwo's still gonna be like the big focus for Go Fest, but it still seems a little bit like too soon to be having these coming out in May.
And where we typically have a lot of speculation around events like the Kalos Tour, we knew there was going to be something Mega related, and a lot of people thought Mega Mewtwo. It ended up being Dragonite. That was the surprise. So if we're thinking Mega Mewtwo for Go Fest, I kind of have a feeling that we're not going to see a Rayquaza presence.
You think it would overshadow Mewtwo?
Not that it would overshadow. It's sometimes I feel like we just have too much hype of what would be all the players want. It would
be so good.
And it's just never that. It's like, okay, you guys wanted Mega Mewtwo. Here's Mega Mewtwo. Maybe we do get the Shadow Rayquaza with Giovanni, but I doubt this is a segue into also getting Shadow Rayquaza in raids and having Mega Rayquaza return. I feel like that's just too wishful thinking, and just saying like, hey, we want Mega Mewtwo, we'll get Mega Mewtwo, and that'll be the pinnacle.
Yeah, I guess the only thing though is like it's been so long since we've had the Weather Trio out as like a trio. It's either been Rayquaza's been on its own or Kyogre and Groudon have been on their own. And we've never really had them collectively as a whole, because I would say for community Pokemon, top Pokemon, Mewtwo and Rayquaza are like up there for everyone. So I don't really feel like it would be a disappointing Go Fest at all to have Mewtwo and Rayquaza featured. And because I don't know, I just feel like it just kind of makes sense as like a 10-year sort of like thing. Like you have like Mewtwo, which is a classic, but the Weather Trio is just so good. And I would love to see them again for like one big event rather than these separate mini events when they're not really the trio. I feel like there's the duo and the one is like what we're seeing. I want to see the trio.
Let us know your thoughts on April in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully 2 hundos.
We might see
and there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tours, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos Tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them again, why put Groudon and Kyogre in raids? And then you have the others that think, hey, it's another chance to get more candy.
So there's definitely a lot of mixed feedback. I would say more negative feedback as to like, we just had these, why are these in?
Pokemon Go just dropped April content calendar, and there's some things people are really excited about and not so much. And the first thing is that Groudon and Kyogre are returning to raids. Now these are incredible Pokemon and it's a great way to get Candy and Candy XL, but we did just see these in the Road to Kalos tours, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and we also had them at the end of the day during the Kalos Tour Global when all of those returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them returned to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting them return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest, along with Shadow Groudon and Shadow Kyogre at GoFest. Seeing some mixed feedback that some people are saying, hey, we just got these, we're getting return to the raids, and you got your second chance at Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. And we know this summer we're going to see Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre featured at GoFest. Pokemon Go. Dropped April content.
Been announced that it's Tinkatink Calm Day. That's exciting because I don't have that shiny. That's gonna be really fun to play here. So I'm just excited about it. It's a good shiny. Tink, like you've been using it in like what PvP a little bit here and there. So there's a little bit of play there, but
Dropped April content calendar, and there's for the Kalos tour.
Ability week though.
It's not the fun
Years ago,
Riolu, and that would be sick.
that'd be really good.
That's definitely a hatch day worth playing. So hatch as many eggs, get your Riolu candy, your Riolu XL candy, and try to get a good shiny, and maybe even a hundo for Lucario. I still don't have dropped April content.
The debut, maybe it's gonna be like flower themed.
Candy, even a hundo for Lucario. I still don't have